It's Wednesday, September 26th. I want to highlight something that's been in our news all week, which I think is really remarkable. It started with a NOAA report that said U.S. fish catches were at a 17-year high this past year, led by increases in pollock and whiting or Pacific hake. In fact, there are many examples. New England haddock 2010 year class is one of the largest on record. In the Barents Sea, cod stock biomass has recovered to levels not seen since World War II. In Russia, pink salmon catches, even though it was an off year, were 40 or 50% stronger than the prior off year. Even in the Mediterranean, bluefin tuna, which has been a poster child for overfishing, is getting a report next month at the ICAP meetings that stock biomasses have strongly recovered, and that the pitiful European Union attempts to control fishing in the Mediterranean are showing some real signs of success. Finally, there's a new EDF report and science article coming out this week, which is going to talk about how the improvements in fish stocks around the third world countries can also be possible. What is all this showing? It's showing that there's a major shift in the environmental paradigm about wild fisheries. Much of the rationale for the eco-labeling movement has been that many fisheries are in deep trouble, and without constant improvement they will never be sustainable. This rationale made sense 15 to 20 years ago. But the rationale for a continuous grading system is the recovery of these fish stocks are so fragile that without constant pressure they will continually backslide into unsustainable territory. The actual workings of fishery management are proving this theory wrong. Instead of backsliding, in virtually all cases where there's serious fishery management controls have been put into place, stocks are recovering, biomass and harvests are increasing, and fishing is taking place in a sustainable manner. This supports the idea of a transition from a system of high-end eco-labels that celebrate the absolutely best managed fisheries to a world where a large-scale system of credible sustainability exists. That's a world where consumers know that with fishery management controls in place, their fish is coming from sustainably managed stocks. It also shifts the focus of management problems to dealing with abundance issues. For example, one of the cornerstones of the Alaskan fishery management success has been the 2 million ton cap on total groundfish harvests. Yet now, with stocks increasing and biomass increasing, the total tax or harvestable levels allowed, ACLs allowed harvest levels for the Alaskan stocks are well over 2 million tons. This means that increases in Pacific cod and flatfish and so forth, the issue becomes how to best manage taking out 2 million tons out of this renewable resource in the most efficient and least destructive way possible. In some cases, the North Pacific Management Council is going to address this issue in terms of flatfish because the harvesters need some way to maximize their efficiency so that they can catch the most efficient and economically viable species and yet remain well within the 2 million ton cap at a time when total harvest levels would be biologically allowed way beyond that. So, in essence, what we're seeing here is a paradigm shift, and we think it's really important that the environmental community recognize that fish management works, that our problems are going to be managing the abundance of the wild stock, and that the arguments that are made based on a collapse of world fisheries are scare tactics, unreasonable, and have now been scientifically disproven as well. Finally, I want to thank the Alaska Seafood Producers Co-op for some of our footage today as we're experimenting with improving our videos. In Lexington, Mass., this is John Sackton.